So one of the most common questions asked from new IBKR users is what platform they should use, because IBKR has two platforms, okay, the older one, which is the TWS, and the desktop version. And IBKR doesn't really do a great job explaining the difference between the two, so it's usually up to the users to figure out which one they should use. And this confusion makes new users use the wrong platform depending on their trading style, and they end up actually giving up entirely on IBKR. Now by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which trading platform to use, which one is best for you and which one is best for your trading style. So first we're going to look at IBKR Desktop. Now IBKR Desktop is the newest of the three platforms, which was released as an alternative to TWS, the trading working station, which is the older one. And it actually has a cleaner interface, a more intuitive layout, and a lower barrier to entry for most traders coming from simpler brokers. It was built to the retail trader in mind, someone who wants, professional grade execution and access to stocks, options, and futures without having to spend weeks learning a complex platform. Now, it is still being actively developed, which means IBKR is regularly adding features to it. Now, what you should realize is that the new version, the IBKR Desktop, is not really a dumbed down version of TWS. It is genuinely a capable platform that covers everything that the majority of retail traders will ever need. All right. So the gap between the desktop and the TWS version only becomes relevant at a fairly advanced level of trading. Now TWS, the trader working station, has been IBKR's flagship platform for decades and does have a reputation in the professional trading world as one of the most powerful retail accessible platform ever built. So it's actually one of the oldest trading platforms. It was actually launched in 1995 and it supports an enormous range of order types, advanced execution algorithms, deep portfolio analytics, options analytics tool, and also a customization option that go far beyond what most retail traders will ever use. Now the trade-off here is complexity, okay? The interface is dense, there is a learning curve, and the default layout can be really intimidating, okay? It kind of looks like the cockpit of an airplane. But for the right trader, someone experienced, systematic, and with specific execution needs, TWS is genuinely exceptional. For the average beginner or intermediate trader, it is overwhelming in a way that actively gets in the way of trading well. Now let's look at the third version, which is the IBKR Mobile. Okay, this is the mobile version of the desktop version, which is available on both iOS and Android, and it gives you access to your account, live quotes, basic charts, order placement, and position monitoring from your phone. Now for what it is a solid mobile trading app, which is better than most broker mobile apps in terms of functionality. But it has real limitations, okay? The charting tools are basic compared to the desktop platforms because complex order types are harder to navigate on a small screen. And the active day trading from a phone is genuinely difficult regardless of which broker you use. And the right way to think about IBKR Mobile is a companion tool, okay? You use it to check open positions while you're away from your desk, set a quick alert, or even close trades in an emergency. And that is what I personally use IBKR Mobile for. It is not where you should be doing your analysis, building your strategy, okay? Basically just looking at your open position, setting quick alert, and also closing those trades quickly. So now let's quickly look at the key difference between these two, okay? Between IBKR TWS and IBKR Desktop. Now on the interface level, the desktop version has a cleaner interface. It actually has, visual panels that can easily be located. It is less complicated than TWS. The panels are more organized and the overall experience feels more like, a modern contemporary trading platform. TWS, on the other hand, kind of feels dated, and with the sheer amount of panels and features can actually make you feel discouraged, especially if you're a new trader, leaving you confused and ending up, closing the platform altogether. Now, although TWS has, more chart types, you can actually see different types of charts, different styles of charts, and you can organize them differently compared to desktop version. So if you're someone who is more advanced in trading, more advanced in charting, maybe TWS is something that you would want to go for. Or even if you're used to that kind of, older interface, that 90s type of style, you will actually feel much more comfortable using TWS compared to desktop. Now on order types, TWS supports a significantly wider range, including algorithmic order types like VWAP, TWAP, and adaptive orders that are designed for minimizing market impact on, usually larger trades. Now the desktop on the other hand covers the core order types that most retail traders use, like market, limit, stop limit, and bracket orders, which is sufficient for the vast majority of trading styles. Now when it comes to customization, TWS goes deeper because you can customize pretty much every single part, every single panel, making it easier to configure compared to the desktop version. Though the desktop does give you meaningful customization, you can arrange the panels, resize the windows and save layouts, but it does not really go as deep as TWS at the configuration level. Now on stability, TWS has a more stable platform because it's been there for decades, so it has less stability issues compared to the desktop version, which is actually a new interface and tends to get updates regularly, which can sometimes interfere with your trading. This is not to say that the desktop version is unreliable. They both can be unreliable just like any other app, but TWS has simply been there for for longer, and it's much more reliable compared to the desktop version if you're someone who's looking for stability. Now if you're a beginner or an intermediate user, or someone who just wants to transition from TWS, the IBKR Desktop will actually be the best fit for you. And traders focused on stocks, options and futures who want a clean and efficient workflow will actually be easier using the IBKR Desktop version. And if you're someone who's just getting started with the IBKR, it actually removes the complexity of trading. It actually makes trading much simpler, reducing the learning curve of trading altogether. It is also a strong choice for part-time traders who are not running complex algorithms or complex systems or managing institution-sized portfolios. If your goal is to learn option strategies like ES, NQ, or other futures, financial instruments, the desktop version will give you everything you need to know much easier. Now TWS is more for advanced traders, people who have lots of experience with trading or years of experience with trading. And something that I also should have mentioned is that it works on any platform, on any machine. Since it's an old version, you will find it working on older computers. So if you have an older computer, and even if you're just someone who just likes that older format, that older style and used to that, the TWS version will actually be the best fit for you. So you don't really even feel like you're missing out if you're using the TWS version, because it actually comes with almost everything that the desktop version comes with, especially when it comes to charting. Okay, you really have so much fun when it comes to charting and setting up your chartings. And if you've already been using TWS for years and you're already comfortable with it, there is no reason to switch to the desktop version. Like I said earlier, the desktop version is just for people who just want something quick, something simpler, and best for new or intermediate traders. Now the IBKR Mobile, like I said earlier, is best for people who have already this platform, okay, the desktop version, not the TWS but the desktop version, because it's basically the mobile version of the desktop. So if you're looking to check your positions real quick, or if you're looking to close your positions real quick, you can use the mobile app. If you're looking to set your price alerts, you can quickly use the mobile app. It's very convenient if you're away from a desk, if you're away from home, if you're away from your computer, from any part of the world, wherever you are. And this is something that I highly recommend that you download if you already have the desktop version. Now if you're interested on the desktop version, I do have a video on that. This is a step-by-step tutorial on how to set up your IBKR desktop version on your computer, which is the video that's popping up right here. So be sure to click on it and I will see you there.